last. If you ain't first, you're last. What's going on? I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry about yesterday, but I'm back. I'm back today. If this is your first time checking out the show, please hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms. Let me know real quick if you can hear me so I can get busy, because time's a wasting and we want to get through this tonight. Yeah, man, we got some juicy stuff to talk about. All right, I'm assuming y'all can hear me. Now, let me go ahead and get loose. Somebody said, can't wait till the show starts. And let's get it started. Let's rock the planet. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So if this is your first time checking out the show, subscribe. Make sure you turn your notification button on to all. Welcome to the Gorilla Clan, Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. Also, I do have a merch store you can check out. Then that number on the screen, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, just in case YouTube will get a little feisty with me, we'll at least know what's going on. I can let you guys know. They got me, y'all. They got me. And we can meet somewhere else. And then finally, if you want to donate to the channel, you can through my CASHAPP and my PayPal. Now, with no further ado, we got to go ahead and get into some of the current events that's going on around the country now. Check it out, y'all. You know that the left has taken it to the chin when it comes down to this culture war. And you would think most folks would learn. But apparently somebody haven't learned. Maybe they put something together before, you know, all of the backlash, and they just said, well, you know what, we invested money in this, now we got to go ahead and release it or something. I don't know. But there's a commercial going around or an ad or something. Then I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out what the heck it is. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, somebody said got their hoodie yesterday. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So check out this ad, y'all. Let's see. Okay, what's this? Okay. Am I watching Zoolander? Just because I'm really good looking. That's what I feel like I'm watching. What is this? Yeah. Oh, delete ordinary. Go woke. Go broke. Break molds. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so what is this commercial about? Let's see. Let me get this straight. It's about some space people who just landed in from another country, or planet rather. And they're here to tell everybody how crazy and weird it is on their planet. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's see, but let's go ahead and see what it is about. Here we go. Okay, copy nothing. Okay. What? Jaguar? Are you kidding me? You mean the car? What does that commercial have to do with a car? See, they didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo. Nobody in their office said, now wait a minute, y'all. We done seen what had happened to everybody else that tried to do something like this, and they got the bill. You think this is a good idea? Yes. Because of white nationalism, and we have to go ahead and make sure that we support the cause. Okay, at the cost of the company, I mean, it's on you guys if it goes. I'm sure there had to be one person sitting in there. You know, that's like me coming out there, and I'm like just showing commercials of water bottles and stuff. And I'm drinking water, and at the end of the commercial, I'm like, knives. Yes, if you haven't purchased one yet, you need to get yourself one. Everybody's going, what the? I thought the commercial was about water. And at the end of it, this dude pulls out a knife. So there you have it. And it appears that Jaguar is already struggling. When it comes down to their sales, they're trying to revamp some things, and they're taking some time off. They might as well go ahead and take it all off. They might as well go ahead and just shut it all down, because they are getting ratioed about that commercial. But wait a minute. Let me see some of these people that they got. So let me see. Notice in this commercial, we have what appears to be straight men. None of those. In fact, I don't know if some of them are. I'm assuming this first one is a man woman. I don't know what that is. With an asymmetric haircut, looks like a Pac-Man that just got set on top of his head. So somebody put a crooked Pac-Man on this guy's head. The other guy is wearing a floaty in the yellow. He's wearing a floaty. So we got Pac-Man hair. We got a floaty guy with yellow. So he got attacked by Big Bird, and Big Bird put a floaty on him. And then the person on the right, my right, I don't know what that is. It looks like somebody put a tutu on this person and made sure that they look like the Pink Panther. So let's see. Here we go. I would have rather watched Zoolander. Yeah, man. So wait, let me see. I want to definitely see this person right there. Right there. Now, what is that? What's going on here? Is the person representing a baby doll? We got two sets of eyeballs or eyelashes. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And they don't either. And yet you saw the comments, people were letting them have it, and they were still trying to fight this. That just wait and see. There's a big reveal. There's a deeper meaning to it. And I'm going, is it? Is it? It looks plain and clear. The meaning is be woke. There you go. Look at all the little the words they're putting in. Live, vivid. Oh, look at that one. Oh, here's one. Delete ordinary. Delete ordinary. What do you think they're trying to get us to do? What do you think that their message they're trying to build into this? Delete ordinary. They got a middle-aged man out there spinning around with a paintbrush, and they're talking about delete ordinary. They're cruising for a bruising. Now they got a man-woman with a hammer. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. So we got an old version of David Bowie, I guess, right there, because the hair. But nonetheless, maybe Billy Idol then decided to wear a dress. The Vanilla Ice. I don't know. I can't make it out. But nonetheless, he's walking around with a big yellow sledgehammer. Let me guess. Yeah, they're tearing down walls and stuff like that. I think I might have to watch Zoolander again after this. Oh boy, and then they put all the weirdos together. Right there on one big rock. Where's the car? Is that rock gonna start driving? Is that the new Jaguar? You just don't see it. It's in stealth mode. It looks like a rock to the ordinary eye. But to the trained eye, the Jaguar eye, it's a luxury car. Yeah. And they put a whole box of wokeness in there. You got the overweight girl. You got definitely got to have a black woman and then a black man woman. Can't just have a regular black man. See? Yeah, you can't just have a dude like me up in there. You know, no, you got to have a black man woman and a black woman. Then you got some albinos. I think right here, these might be albino sisters and brothers. I don't know what that is. You got to have the Asian persuasion. I mean, they got it all mixed up in there. And the white folks are whiter than white. You can't just have a regular white person. You got to have a lucid white person. You got to have a clear white person. What is this? The Aryan, I talk about the Aryan nation. Good grief. Looks like the tall whites from Aliens. But anyway, enough with this garbage right here. And it is garbage. It is a Jaguar going out of business soon. All right, so now, guys, as we get ready to get into some of the stuff we need to talk about tonight, Creepy was spotted getting on an airplane, and they tried to get his attention, but mums was the word. Let's see what he's talking about here. Come on, Creepy, tell us what's going on.
Happy early birthday! Will you talk to us, sir?
No! You hear him? Will you talk to us, sir? Happy early birthday! So Creepy's about to be 107, and he's somewhere, I guess, overseas, and he's in Brazil. He's in Brazil. And after potentially taking us towards World War III, he decides to pop his crusty butt on this airplane. Now, how selfish is this man right here? Burns me up. I mean, how selfish are the Democrats to sit back and do something so stupid as to allow Ukraine to use those long-range missiles on his way out? I mean, what is this going to do? It burns me up. They don't care about the fallout. They don't care if it escalates. Hopefully, Trump will tell Putin, Don't fall for this nonsense. You know they're gonna do some shenanigans on the way out, Pootie. Just hang tight. We'll get this solved in about 2 months. But these fools are willing to risk escalation. You know, just to create chaos for Trump. I don't know. Maybe try to stop him getting inaugurated because now we're at some type of hot war that we started. It's unreal and it's selfish, man. This is completely selfish. Now, I don't think Creepy came up with the idea. I think some people in his cabinet said, you know what, to stick it to him, we should go ahead and do something stupid to let this thing escalate. Now, I'm also upset at, because the word on the street is Ukraine actually used those rockets. I'm upset with them too. Because if I'm Trump and I done already talked to Zelensky and made it clear that I ain't trying to support this war, I want this mess to stop. And you know Trump won, he's coming in. So why would you do something like this knowing that if anything you should start tampering down because you know you're going to need the support of the US. If you do something stupid and escalate this thing, if I was Trump, I'd say, Zelensky, you fire one more rocket. There will be no negotiations on my part. There will be no more money. I'll let you handle Russia all on your own. You fire one more of these rockets over here. Because when I get in, I'll just be like, I don't see nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. But we need some more money to save our democracy. Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I told you not to shoot the rockets, didn't I? Now you're on your own. So this fool shoots some rockets over there. Now, Russia, of course, is like, well, you know what? Maybe we need to look at our requirements for using nuclear weapons. And frankly, I think Zelensky got enough of our money. So, I mean, he might want to start pumping the brakes. But anyway, here's Creepy. He don't want to take no questions because they might ask him about this.
As a gift to the press, will you please talk to us? Mr. President, President Biden! Please, we haven't heard from you all trip! Mr. President!
That's hilarious. Did you hear her? Please, Mr. President, we haven't heard from you all trip. Would you please, Mr. President? You think he cares? He ain't got nothing to say to him. This man ain't gonna talk to nobody on his way out. So that's all we got from Creepy was background airplane noise. And that's it. So guys, with that being said, we might as well go ahead and prepare to left for MAGA country. Yeah, y'all remember Jesse Smollett came in talking about there was two white nationalist MAGA supporters in Chicago in the middle of the night. And they synced me. And they attacked me and said, ain't that gay man from that movie Empire? And they said, this is MAGA country. Well, now it really is. This is MAGA country. So check this out. Trump 2024 victory revealed voters shift that could reshape America's political landscape. Darn tootin'. But some people, they can't cope.
One thing, though, that I'm not saying that there isn't a lot of work to do, because there absolutely is.
Okay.
For people who are talking about this as if we got completely decimated,
What? You know what? I don't know if we're welcoming you in MAGA country with that negative attitude. I'm just saying. Because right now, MAGA runs Bartertown. Who? MAGA runs Bartertown. Yeah. So let's finish hearing her delusion.
numbers don't bear that out. So Trump didn't cross 50% of the popular vote. So a majority of Americans didn't vote for him. And Senate Democrats performed really well.
I beg to differ.
So a majority of Americans didn't vote for him.
Oh, wow. 520,189. Ooh, yeah, that's a big gap right there. It's like 5,000, almost 5,000 different, but nonetheless. Here we go.
And Senate Democrats performed really well.
The Republicans have taken not just the White House, but also the Senate at this point, and pretty decisively.
Oh.
They have a 52-seat majority already, just with the races that have been called so far. They flipped seats in West Virginia, Ohio, and Montana to get there.
Who runs Bartertown? Trump runs Bartertown. Who runs MAGA town?
For people who are talking about this as if we got completely decimated, the numbers don't bear that out.
President-elect Donald Trump has officially swept all 7 battleground states. Arizona is the last state to be called. The final electoral vote count, Trump 312 to Vice President Harris's 226.
This is MAGA country now. Who runs MAGA town? Trump runs MAGA town.
I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
Back me up, go all in, by Joe Biden. I gotta win, save the country from sin. I won't never.
And I'm a little concerned about an election in which half the country was conditioned to believe that the person who just won the national popular vote is going to be a dictator, eliminate the Constitution, and create a bloodbath, and so on and so forth. So
can I say something about that?
We have to reckon with that in the aftermath of that.
Yeah, they got to reckon with now. It's MAGA country, okay? They got to reckon with it, man. Yeah, they tried to stop MAGA country from being, but now they got a coat, see? And so now he gonna walk it back. We got Crime Van. Crime Van is about to come out and try to give excuses of why he was on the squad the whole time, calling Trump everything under the sun, but somehow Trump got the popular vote. Somehow we blew them out, and now it's MAGA country, and here he is. He's going to explain why. See, they never was calling Trump all those bad and hurtful things. They weren't calling him that. Guess who was doing it? Just like who broke the border, according to them. It was the Republicans. The Republicans did it. So now let's see who he claims was calling Trump all these hurtful things. Because now these same folks got to live in MAGA country. So let's see what he has to say.
That argument.
The thing I think is most important to remember is the people who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats. They were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats. They were Republicans who worked for him. And so it's not just these elite.
First of all, those were most Democrat operatives, rhinos and moles. But secondly, they didn't start coming out until later in the game. You got to understand. Democrats came out the blocks calling him fascist, white supremacist, racist, Nazi, Ku Klux Klan member from the gate. As soon as the gate opened up, now the Ku Klux Klan, the white nationalists, racist. So here he is now trying to take a couple disgruntled Republicans that might have said stuff as, of course, they would, and then trying to just blame it all on Republicans. Yeah, they're the ones that started this whole Nazi / fascist / Marxist, all the stuff that they've been calling him. The only reason the left has been saying these things is because they got it from Republicans, right? Well, we better take a deeper dive into it.
Democrats are over here, poisoning the well.
Can you believe this?
Yesterday.
Now the country is going lurching back to the right. I hope it's not going as far right as that which happened in Germany in the 1930s.
Oh, you hear clever. I hope it's not going right, like in Nazi Germany in the 1930s. Where is he getting this from? I mean, I'm sorry, where's the R in front of his name? No R? Okay, this is a Democrat right here after they got smashed. And what is he doing? Still referencing Nazi Germany.
But you may remember, I forewarned way back in 2018 that I saw this coming.
So what coming? So what coming? Creating a full-blown false reality. I saw this coming. Just like so many people I have talked to and seen on the internet who literally is living in a false reality. I might have to leave the country. I'm like, yeah, go. At this point, I ain't even trying to convince none of them. I mean, if I hear somebody tell me, man, I'm thinking about leaving the country, I'm like, yeah, you know what you got to do, man. I understand. You ain't gonna try to stop me? No, man, this is a free country. See, I think that's what you fail to realize, even though you feel you're about to be thrown in a concentration camp. How about you go over, say, maybe to China and try to leave, or North Korea and see what they do. But over here, you can flee this systemically racist white nationalist country that's being ran by a dictator. You can leave. So bring it in. No handshakes? Okay, well, there it is. Peace.
History all of my life. I mean, since being a preteen, I've been enamored with this country's history. And I can tell you what I said back in 2018
was stupid. Because if you been a fan of history and you studied it, you would know that Trump is not a fascist, and you wouldn't be comparing Trump to Nazi Germany. This dude's talking about, because I studied history. Apparently, not well. Did you flunk it?
On another network is now coming to pass. People chastised me for saying it at that time.
And they should be doing it right now as well. Because apparently, you haven't learned. Guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
But now they are seeing it.
Well, how are you seeing it? He's not president yet. I mean, are you envisioning another Hitler? Is that what you're saying?
A follow-up question, and he wasn't ready for that. So let's see.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I said the 1930s in Germany.
Yes, you did.
And of course, and we can go to Mussolini in Italy. These things.
So you don't think that's a little hyperbolic?
No, you may think so.
Okay.
The people who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans.
I hope that CNN become born again as a good media.
Oh, yeah. Wishful thinking, Guyver. So did you hear Crying Van? Apparently, it's us. We're the only ones that's, calling him Hitler and Mussolini. And that man mixed in a lot. Mussolini, Mao, Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, let's see, the Pharaoh, Ramesses, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and he was sliding everything. Everything, man. So, yeah, it's us, but they still haven't learned. They haven't figured it out, y'all. They ain't changed up the game plan. Some of them trying to change it up, but then you send out freaks like this who works for the Washington Post or something. I don't know what she works for, but let's hear her take on it, y'all.
Democrats better get started now, tracking these people, holding these people accountable, and making clear to ordinary voters who voted for what and who.
Wait a minute. Ordinary voters? First things first. Nothing is ordinary about you. Where are you at? Is that your home? I'm sure you're there all by yourself with your plethora of cats running around in the background. So here she is. She's talking about we need to make it clear to the ordinary voters. So wait a minute. Majority of Americans voted for Trump and we're not ordinary? Wouldn't that put you in the category of non-ordinary? But let's see what she says at the end, y'all, because I'm sure she's going to top that stupid statement.
Who's responsible for what? You can't talk broad themes. You have to boil it down to nuts and bolts, and you have to be pithy.
Like what?
What do I mean by pithy? How about this? Republicans want to kill your kids.
What? Oh, snap! Did y'all hear that? Did you know that? Did anybody get that dog whistle? Nobody got the dog whistle about Trump wanting to kill or the kids? I didn't know that was in our preview. The killing the kids and stuff like that. Now, this is coming from a person who supports a party who loves abortion. Now, they don't just say, man, abortion is what it is. We ain't a fan, but we ain't, no, they love it. They celebrate it. Yeah, these are the people who wants to sterilize kids who think that they're a little confused when they're, younger. These are the same people. These are the same people who don't care about the hundreds of thousands of legal immigrant kids who are missing. They're just missing. Nobody knows where they're at. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about Democrats want to kill your kids. But here she is making such a stupid statement. Now, I wonder if she's going to keep her job.
Republicans want to kill your kids. That's from a Washington Post reporter who sounds like she's trying to get fired by Bezos.
And I hope he does. I hope he does, man. I mean, this woman right here is literally working for some type of post, some paper, and she says something stupid like that, and she's claiming that it's in reference to RFK, Robert Kennedy, RFK, yeah, in reference to him apparently not being a vax supporter, which is a lie. But hey, it gets crazier than that. Check this out. See, it's everybody's fault except for the media. Yeah, it's everybody's fault according to them. See, listen to this one. Little Brian Stelter.
I want to recognize that for all the flaws of the mainstream media, and we have a lot of them, it's not just the media's fault that trust has been declining for decades.
Now, y'all hear that? Y'all hear this guy come out here? First of all, they done went and put some powder right up on top of that open stadium to highlight it. You don't want to bring attention to the open stadium. This man went there, could you make this a little darker? And then, man, put some powder right up here, because I want everybody to see that my stadium is open for business. That's what I want. Don't bring attention. If I was him, I'd come out with a baseball cap every time. Man, I mean, it's so easy to just go, what are you accomplishing when you leave it right there? I don't understand. Full-blown reverse mohawk or something. Cut that mess off, bruh. You're halfway there. Shut that stadium down. Unbelievable, but not him. Well, you know what? I'm proud of my open stadium, and I'm gonna keep rocking it with my little high voice too.
Also, decades of attacks by politicians.
That is the main issue, is that, like, I mean, yeah, it could be that the Washington Post is endorsing candidates, or it could be that there are millions of voters who believe lying politicians who tell them lies.
Whoa, well, look at that. Now they're sitting here pondering on why nobody watches them anymore. And she thinks it's because people are believing politicians who tell them lies. What politicians you think she's referring to? I mean, you think she's talking about Nancy Pelosi, who said, you know what, I think Trump has something going on with Putin. Like what? Hey, I don't know, it's probably something financial. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Adam Schiff coming out talking about some, we got evidence in plain sight. You mean things like that? All the lies that the Democrats, this is the haven for Democrat politicians to come on their set for lies. And they assist the lies. Straight up lies. Now, you know, I'm sure nobody right here is going to say, well, which politicians are you referring to? Democrats or Republicans? It's insinuated because they're fake news that we're listening to people like Trump and J.D. Vance and Matt Gaetz and all of them. They're the only liars. Democrats don't do it. They don't lie. And it shows because every time they interview one of them, they sit back and nod their heads. Yes, yes. And they can get out there and say anything they want. While Abby and the rest of them, I see. Yes, those Republicans are pretty good at lying, aren't they? Well, thank you for coming on the show. Y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Trump is a Nazi. Back to you, Don Lemon.
Knowing that they are. I mean, that could be the problem too.
Someone must tell the... Or could it be the problem that y'all suck? Maybe one of your own might have a little words of wisdom right here. Not too much, though. You can't give him too much credit. He goes in and out. He backslides daily when it comes down to his wokeness. But he does have a message for some of the folks in the media.
Usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
Now, wait a minute. Hold your brakes, buddy. Pump your brakes. Trump is a genius. I mean, the literal genius. But here he is. He's trying to give him some advice, but they just keep it digging. They just keep it digging, and I'm okay with that. I want them to keep digging. I'm be like, yeah, keep going. Keep going there. You're going to strike gold at some point. I want them to show up in China. That's how deep I want them to dig themselves in the hole.
What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism.
Absolutely.
Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Yes, if racism...
Twice. You forgot. Twice. See? So all of these folks out there, they're still trying to cope and blame it on everything is living in a false reality. You got the fake people in the news who knows that we're not a racist country. They know that she didn't lose because of all this stuff. But then you got the dummies that have bought into it and they really believe it. And I'm about to show you an example of one of those dummies.
is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people.
Well, look at that. White liberals, they're more conscious of racism than black and Hispanic people. Isn't it funny? The same white liberals who will come up to you, hey, listen, man, I understand your people's been oppressed, and I just want you to know I'm down with the struggle, and I recognize my white privilege, and, you know, I mean, I just know that I'm no good as a white person. I should flog myself, but I'm not. And I want to know what else can I do to assist you with your cause to get over slavery, Well, I mean, you're driving a pretty nice car there. You mind if I get that? Oh, no, you can't have that. You know, reparations, I'm not responsible for that. You got to go out to California or something to get that. But anyway, in theory and in my heart, I'm with you, brother. Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad about being white, too, as I walk away, letting you know that, hey, I recognize that I'm better than you. And it makes me feel good that I recognize that I'm better than you. There you go. That's how white liberals think. So let's continue.
They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
Spoken like a real. I promise y'all some dummies. And I don't want to let y'all down. Didn't I tell y'all? I said I'm about to show y'all some real dummies coming up. And they don't get no dumber than this. Now, you can say a lot of things about me, but you can't say, Kev, do not come through. I went out and found the dumbest of them all. You like, man, dude, I'm telling you, man, if you want to go find some dummies, man, go to Kev's Corner, man. He be serving dummies up like they hot, man. Oh, they juicy too, fresh. They fresh dummies too, man. So let's hear from these fresh dummies right here.
I mean, again, I got my popcorn. I don't know why people did what they did. I see all these reasons, and so, okay, time will tell. But what do y'all think?
Oh,
I just,
Oh, boy. Oh, now we got Sunny the dummy. About to stick her foot all the way down her throat. So let's see what she got to say. I'm sure some racism is coming.
I know that as a country, it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends. But it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist. Even if your lived experience doesn't tell you that it exists.
Holy moly.
And the facts support that. I think we have a graph. If you look at there's a clear racial divide in who voted for Trump as opposed to who voted for Kamala Harris.
Right. The smart ones versus the dummies. Like Sonny. It's a clear divide. Yeah, there you go. But it ain't based on race. It's based on IQ. It's based on your political IQ. It's based on common sense. Things like that. So, yeah, that's the only divide that I see. But Sonny is going to see some stuff in it that's not there.
It's very clear. It's not only clear by race, but it's also clear by education. And so the notion somehow that is not true. This is by education.
Yeah.
Those who attended college voted for her at a higher degree than those that didn't.
But
I've said that. Let me just finish. And so I've said that before, and there was so much backlash because I think it's an uncomfortable, inconvenient truth about this country.
But his whole point is they didn't vote for him because of racism and misogyny. They voted for him because they felt like, I think the biggest common denominator in this election is people want a good life and ability to provide for their family.
Well,
and whether we agree or not with Donald Trump's plans, they thought that he was...
See, she can't be corrected by a white lady. See, Sonny don't like to be challenged because she thinks she's smarter than she is. She know Whoopi can't challenge her. Yeah, she bullies Whoopi with the attitude and all of that stuff. She definitely ain't gonna get challenged by Joy Behar. Yeah, she's just sitting there picking her nose the whole time. So now when you get somebody who is really a liberal rhino, but when you get somebody who brings in an alternative view, what does she do? Interrupt, challenge her, basically say, you can't chime in on these things because you're not black. Yeah, and these two are the same complexion. When you look at them, they could be sisters. Why can't we be twins? Why can't we be twins? But nonetheless, Soul Sister Sonny over here is talking about look at this racism and stuff like that. All right, let's see.
One of the poorest demographics in this country, but they voted for Kamala Harris.
But there was a split, and more of them voted for Donald Trump than had historically.
How do you explain that, Sonny Dummy?
If you really think the vast majority of this country voted because of racism and misogyny, you're missing it. Most of my family, a lot of my family doesn't have college degrees.
But the stats are the stats.
But that's not, it doesn't say I'm white, I voted for Donald Trump because of racism.
There you go. Now the argument should be over, right? It should be over, but not for Sonny the Dummy.
That's not what What stat are you talking about?
Let me just
Boy, she's working hard to be dumb. She wants that dumbest award on her plaque right there. She's like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? Now, I know, recently Joy Behar has held that title. But I'm coming for you, Joy. Toucan nose, coming for you. So now, even though none of that's in the stats, she's going to insert it. she's going to go ahead and infer that only reason all of these people voted because they're dumb and they're white. Or they're sellouts. Those are your choices. They're dumb, they're white, or they're sellouts. Or a hot combination of all of that. So let's go ahead and see how this all concludes.
Hold on. Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. Take a breath.
Oh, what's this? $7 million? What? Now, how did she tiptoe through all of this racism to make that much money to be a dummy? You mean to tell me you can be dumb and make money? A dummy making money? So now, Sonny the dummy is making money. She got $7 million in the bank. Boy, played hopscotch through those white supremacists. And now she's rich. Wow.
My lived experience tells me that it does still exist.
Does it? What's this?
Hello, I'm Sunny Hostin, and welcome to my home.
Hey, my door don't look like that. What? Wait a minute. Look at that castle. I'm sure this is on a stock picture or something. It sure can't be Sunny, the oppressed person who is struggling and down with the struggle. Surely this can't be her crib. Wow. That sure is nice. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on, because she's struggling through all of the racism, man. And I don't understand. Yes, man. That's right, man. It's me, Bob, the stereotypical white nationalist. Now, wait a minute, man. How this black / kind of white woman get that big old White House? Now, she ain't white enough to be in that White House. Understand? That house is too bright. And she ain't too light. That's what she is, man. Kind of like melanin or kind of dingy or ashy. Whatever you want to call it, man. But she sure ain't white. And you know what we should do? We should get on our horses, man. Put our hoods on and get the ride, man. Get the ride. Ride all around that nice white mansion of that black / whitish kind of woman. Anyway, tell her, get out that White House, because see, it's too white, and you ain't right, because you ain't white. Now, God bless you, only if you're white. So, Bob should posse up if it was like Sonny says it is. They should be like, heck no, here I am down here in the back hills of Alabama, training for the militia, according to Mad Max. And Sonny over there, living in some nice neighborhood with a big old house. See, Bob would be mad. Back in the day, they might go ahead and just snatch her out of her crib and stuff and be like, how'd you get all this money? Huh? But look at that. Oh, she got a little, entertainment room. Yeah. Well, look at that. Now, what kind of country will let you become rich being a racist? There you go. I mean, what country would pay you all of that money to get on TV and spew nothing but hate, division, mis and disinformation, as they call it, and racism? Yeah, that's great right there. Look at that. Yeah.
Well, I find that the African American experience for me has been, for the most part, very good.
And I cook all the time.
Oh, she cooks.
I love to cook. So for me, it was really important to have a very big stove.
Hey! My stove only got 4 eyes. And sometimes they don't even work. One of them, man, I don't know what's wrong. It ain't worked in like a decade. I've been sitting there tink, tapping on it. Look at that now. I want one of those big, nice stainless steel ovens. Boy, that's nice.
It's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends. But it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist.
There it is. Except for you, though. It exists except for you, though. Because you said racism and misogyny, which puts you in the category of a double victim. A double victim. So my question is, why aren't all the men with toxic masculinity coming to say, hey, woman, get out that crib, okay? a man needs to own this crib. You understand that? Now, if you're going to stay, you're going to get in that kitchen and be barefoot and pregnant. You understand that? Because I'm a misogynist. Okay, I'm a misogynist. And then the other people should be saying, you get out that crib because you're white. Or should I say black, but looks white. Yeah, but it's not happening to her. It's crazy, man. That is amazing. That's her lived experience, y'all.
Right, Matt Gaetz was nominated for this position because we have a problem with the Department of Justice. For the last 8 years, they have run roughshod over rule of law in this country. They have prosecuted political opponents. They ran the Russia collusion hoax.
Yeah, and maybe Trey Gowdy forgot that because he's not a Matt Gaetz fan. And I'm going somewhere with this. We're going to get back to Sonny the Dummy in a second. So now, somebody had to come out and let Trey Gowdy know that, do you not remember what they put Trump through and why Matt Gaetz is the man for the job?
And too many people in Washington, D.C. did not stand up against what was happening there. And many Americans are upset about it. Matt Gaetz is one of the most effective people at fighting that Russia collusion hoax and other information operations, whether it was the Brett Kavanaugh information operation, the Donald Trump Russia collusion hoax information operation, or the one that is referenced here, which is something that the FBI and Department of Justice, which hate Matt Gaetz, looked into and cleared him of any wrongdoing.
Cleared him of any wrongdoing. Matt me, please. Come on, Matt me. Bam. I want some more Matt Gaetz. That's what I want.
The idea that this is about the issue is corruption. It's the Department of Justice's corruption, and people are sick and tired of people in Washington D.C. doing nothing as these people try to destroy the country and getting upset at someone who actually might root out the corruption there. We don't have a Department of Justice. We have a Department of Injustice, and that's why you get Matt Gaetz as a nominee.
Yeah, I agree. Because all the people say Matt Gaetz got to come in and go after his political. And hey, if you ain't done nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. That's what they always say. It ain't you unless it's you. Okay. So now, look at this. Another beautiful Republican is going to come out and call out these raggedy rhinos.
This is the same testimony that was, again, dropped by the DOJ and the FBI because these people were not credible. And I will say that for the senators that are coming forward and stating that they need to read this testimony, let's look into these people's stocks portfolios and how they're becoming multimillionaires off of $175,000 a year.
Ooh, in a minute, they're going to come out with some accusations about you. Paluna. See, they don't like stuff like that. All of these senators over there that's banking and making all that money. Because remember the video I showed y'all the other day where Matt Gaetz was giving a tour of the corruption. It was a tour of corruption. It's like, all right, over here is some more corruption right here. And he's in there. He's in there. That guy right there, he's supposed to be on this committee, but he's, he gave a tour of corruption and they don't like it. They don't want to see the likes of Matt Gaetz. So now Anna is out here. She's calling them out. Like, how about you take a look at them and you'll be able to tell which one's got an incentive to say, no, we don't want no parts of Matt Gaetz. So I'm loving it, but she better watch out. Some accusations are going to come out about her. There was a man who was a victim of you. You took advantage of him. And all the girls would be like, come on, man. Come on, man. Ain't no man going to be mad about that. She's beautiful. That's what you say, but he was a sensitive man. He was a Democrat man with no testosterone, and she looked at him funny, and he felt violated over it. And now he's going to come out and testify against her. They're going to throw some slander out there pretty soon about her talking like this.
The reason why people want outsiders, the reason why people are not buying this Gaetz smear campaign, and that is exactly what it is because of the fact that they understand that there is a two-tier justice system. You know, you mentioned earlier that I do think the DOJ is corrupt. So the fact is that Matt Gaetz has, again, time and time again, stood up to the swamp. Frankly, I know him as a person. I know his family. And I've been able to be privy to the conversations behind closed doors of members looking forward to this leaked ethics report because they know that it's going to smear him. I'm not going to state who the members are, but what I will state is that type of behavior, putting this forward to the American people, smearing Matt Gaetz's reputation, and then also undercutting the credibility of President Trump, who, again, the American people trust to lead this nation. I'm not going to play that game.
Woo, I love her. They need more of her. That's what they need. They need more folks like her, Marjorie Taylor Greene, more Matt Gaetz. The Senate needs some folks over there that's willing to get in there and bust up that party. Big time. Boy, I'm loving that. But hey, guys, even though the guy who started the rumor admitted to falsifying another rumor, almost exactly like the one that's falsified against Matt Gaetz. And, you know, even though he did that and the DOJ decided he's not credible and neither was the girl, even though all of that, guess who's back? Sonny the Dummy. She's going for the award, y'all.
Mr. President, are you reconsidering the nomination of Matt Gaetz?
No. You know, you have the sex crimes unit, which is what I was a part of, child sex crimes and child trafficking. How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding.
You mean like Hunter Biden? Nobody wants to look into his situation. Nobody wants to look into Wild Bill flying all over Lolita Express. Maybe that's why they don't want Matt Gaetz to get in. Maybe Matt Gaetz might release the Puffy Comb files, or or the dang on what's the other dude, Jeffrey Epstein, and we'll find out. Or maybe they might even look into the whole thing with Creepy Sleepy. I mean, everybody wants to know what happened with that. I mean, his situation, or maybe even his daughter's diary. I mean, there's a lot of stuff right there that we could look into, but apparently Sonny the Dummy overlooked all of that. You know what? Because those are just accusations when it comes down to the Democrats. Those are just accusations that don't need to be entertained. But when the accusation is against, a Republican, let's take it serious. Let's get out there and talk about it as if it is a fact. And look what happens. She gonna get a smack for that.
Further on in the interview, they discuss the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her. Well, statutory sex doesn't require you to know what age the person is. It only requires the age. And so...
Well, you know what's about to be required of you? To eat a big fat piece of humble pie.
A few moments later.
Hey, Sonny, you have a legal note. I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the...
Wait a minute. Where's all the passion and emotion in it, like we just heard a minute ago? How could they support or nominate a person with... I want to see that same passion. Matt Gaetz said that there's no accusations, no credibility to these accusations. I want to see that. Now she looked like she saw a ghost. So look at that.
Claims, quote, invented. And saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism.
She's shaking her head like, I don't want to even read this. Oh, Sonny is the dummy. So now she's trying to protect that $7 million salary she got, I guess, sitting there out there. Matt Gaetz has said that he had never did that, and that there's no the validity to these accusations, and and they sitting there like, read it, because if we get sued, your money going bye-bye.
That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
Why? Don't you feel dumb? 2. Look at you. 3. Don't you ever make no jokes about me behind my back, otherwise I stomp you in the ground.
So she deserved all of that. 1, don't you feel dumb? 2, look at you. So now Sonny the Dummy had to come out and make an apology. And you know what? That needs to start taking place across the board with these accusations, these smears. Because, see, that's a part of their strategy, too. Yeah, they throw out the smear, the lie, come up with some bootleg accusations or charges, or not even charges. Just most of the time, they don't even need to go that far. They just need to throw out the accusation. And they know that people like Sonny the Dummy, who gets money to come out and say stupid stuff like that, will get out there and they will throw it out there with all of that passion to make it appear that it's true. And if enough charges or if enough, lawsuits get thrown at these people, maybe they might think twice before they come out there and say something stupid like that. So guys, not only is the media acting the fool and saying dumb stuff and in denial, but it appears that the Democrats, or at least some of them, want to squabble. Some of them want a piece of Tom the Hammer Holman, when it comes down to this immigration thing, they just don't learn. Maybe they haven't checked the numbers, the stats to see, okay, how many Americans actually want illegal immigrants removed. Oh, the majority? Oh, crap. Wow. Well, maybe we should go ahead and listen to them. Nope. They're protecting their investment in their cities. They need these illegal immigrants in their cities because they know, oh, crap, we're losing the other voters. So we got to hang on to the folks that's going to replace them eventually. We worked hard. You know how many, times I had to prostitute myself to get these people in here? Yeah, and put them in hotels and put them in school buildings. So now, guys, look at the resistance taking place in some of these liberal cities. Interesting. Trump confirms plans to declare national emergency, use military for mass deportation.
2 more months before President-elect Donald Trump takes office with plans to carry out mass deportations.
And today, LA city leaders took action, passing an ordinance to formally make Los Angeles a sanctuary city, prohibiting city resources from being used for immigration enforcement.
Someone tell me why? Why would they do this? I mean, where are the people in Los Angeles? Oh, wait, here's some of them.
It's treason.
The adopted legislation prohibits city resources like the police department from helping with the federal enforcement of immigration laws. The vote comes 2 weeks after Donald Trump was elected to a second term as president. He's already promised mass deportation.
What do we want?
Which is why...
Now they go and put these folks together, drum up some of these people, and I guarantee you most of these people right here in the background are illegal immigrants. Yeah, they all look like they're from Mexico or Guatemala. What do we want? Sanctuary. So they go out, probably gather up a whole bunch of illegals that got an incentive to put on a t-shirt and make it appear like, that's right, the people of Los Angeles, we want to keep our illegal immigrants. Unreal.
Saw at LA City Hall Tuesday.
The deportation agenda that Trump's administration has been talking.
The administration, I already know where you're coming from because you ain't even start off with no bass in that voice. You came straight out with the nostrils, man. The deportation videos. And it's always the pompous. The deportation video that we already know.
Pompous! No bass.
About is extremely violent. This ordinance
is extremely violent.
This is really about protecting
It's really about protecting what?
Illegal immigrants?
Community.
Not the community. Make Los Angeles a sanctuary city. Look at this. These are the people who wants to make decisions for you out there, Los Angeles. You see these people liberals. And they wonder why they lost. Nobody wants to hang out with folks like that. You ain't got nothing better to do. See, apparently, these old, dry, shriveled prunes right there, the one in the middle with a fat mask on in California, 2 years after the dang old pandemic is over, they don't mind. They don't mind these illegals coming over here. I would shove about 50 of them right next door to them. Right next door. See, but now let's continue because, see, they got a problem with it, y'all. Look at that. They all look like witches. Nope.
Who are these sick people?
Exactly.
An immigration attorney says a sanctuary city ordinance for LA would have this effect.
The federal government can still come in and attempt to enforce its deportation proceedings or deportation orders, but it's going to be much more difficult if they don't have city compliance or city monies enforcing those orders.
Oh, so what you're saying is you can't stop what's coming? You can't stop the hammer. It's going to be like Thor when he throw that hammer. Nothing you can do. So what you're going to do is go ahead and say, well, you know what? We ain't doing nothing. They're going to treat, ICE, I guess, like my dog Sammy. God bless him. I hope he's in that big doghouse in the sky. But my bulldog I used to have named Sammy. When I used to have to give him a bath, Sammy was like, man, I am not going to help you. I mean, you can give me a bath, but you ain't going to get no help from me. He would become a sack of potatoes, full-blown dead weight. And I have to use everything in me to get him in there like, no help whatsoever. One time I took him to put him in the truck. Man, Sammy, he put his paws on the truck thing and looked over his shoulder at me like, "You got me? You got me, right? Because you know I ain't trying to jump up in there." I'm like, "I got you, man." Had to full blown lift him up, put him in the truck. No assistance whatsoever. So they're gonna try to Sammy Tom Holman. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to Sammy him. Like, all right, we're just gonna lay down flat and be dead weight. Y'all can come in if you want, but you ain't gonna get no help out of us.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Today, the LAUSD board is moving forward with new policies to protect students from immigration enforcement planned by the second Trump administration. In the last hour, the LAUSD board approved 4 emergency resolutions sponsored by President Jackie Goldberg. It reaffirms the school system is a sanctuary for immigrants. Public schools are required under federal law to enroll any student within their jurisdiction.
Yeah, you heard it right.
Schools are required under federal law to enroll any student within their jurisdiction.
Man, this is how raggedy Democrats are. Do you understand the burden this puts on the school system, on the taxpayers, everybody? And just like their voting requirements. Hey, we don't need to know nothing. Now, don't tell us. But wait a minute, I want to let you know I'm not here illegal. I don't want to hear. I got 5 kids. I want to enroll them into your. Just bring them on in. All right, we'll go ahead and enroll them at taxpayers' expense. Did y'all hear about the one dude who actually put out a video with his daughter threatening Trump? And Tom the Hammer said, you know what? Target acquired. This dude had the nerve to make a full-blown video talking about, look, if you're going to go ahead and deport me, I got a kid here. I got a kid. So, yeah, it's going to cost you $20,000 if you want me to leave. Man, I would personally go and grab that dude by his ankles, hog tie him, and drag him screaming and kicking across that border. And then be like, now I'm going to adopt your kid. Because the kid's an American citizen. There you go. Got my. That's just a cute little. Oh, yeah, look at the baby. You see your daddy going home? You see your daddy behind the wall that we built? Yeah, say bye to daddy. Yeah, the Hammer's now your dad. The Hammer's your dad. Unreal. The nerve of that guy. But let's continue because that's what's going on.
In California, school officials are not allowed to ask about their immigration status.
Somebody said, name the kid Hammer. Right. It's your name. That's your name. Hammer. Yeah. Say it, everybody. Hammer. Hammer. I am Hammer. You got me in the mix. Hammer. All right. So let's see what's going on here.
What, you think that's funny?
However,
that's how crazy their policies are. It's that delirious laugh, but you ain't laughing because it's funny. You laugh because it's crazy. You like, I can't believe this. Man, this is ridiculous, man. Yeah, you gotta laugh because it's crazy. I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? These are real policies. People are pushing for this.
President-elect Trump has promised mass deportations. Goldberg says the district is ready to fight.
Wow.
I think that we know what's coming.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. California, man. I mean, they got to have a patent on the most woke, dumbest people and all the ones that got some common sense. You're just outnumbered. I know you, I mean, at some point, man, I'm like, geez, oh, man. So now here she is sitting up in here with a big fat mask barely covering her nose, sitting down right here. I'm sure there's a couple cats under the table for her. That's quiet. Anyway, I'm sure we know what's coming. With a fat mask on and, of course, a pride keychain. And she's talking about, I'm sure we know what's coming.
Know what's coming?
You tell them I'm coming! That's what's coming.
And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me! They said that what's coming, and we want to tell our students and their families and all of our personnel that you are welcome here and that we will do everything in our power to protect your right to go to school or to work in this district.
How do people like this get a job in modern society? This is unreal to me. That this woman, somehow, California is filled with these people who are pushing for this. And I'm saying it can't be that many. Like if you really went door to door in California and start asking, man, would you prefer these illegal immigrants to go back? I'm pretty sure most of them will probably be like, unless you start getting out into the bougie, upper, white liberal areas. But I guarantee you go to Compton, you go to some of these places where, you know, hard-working folks, they'd be going, yeah, man, these folks got to go. But here you are. We're going to protect our families. We're going to protect our children. These are not your families and your children. These are illegal immigrants. And you're trying to go ahead and include them in American citizens. And yet you're not telling your people that these aren't even our citizens. They're saying these things as if they're protecting Americans. But they won't come out and say, when we say we're going to protect our families, our citizens, our children, we're not talking about the real American citizens. We're talking about the ones we imported. It's crazy, man. And they're making decisions for all of those folks in California. I'm telling you, I'll be so tempted to say, you know what? Sometimes you get what you deserve. I mean, it'd be in me so bad to say, you know what? Chase every illegal immigrant that is across the country. Just herd them all straight towards Chicago. Herd them right towards, California. Just herd them right in there. Tell them we're coming. Yeah, just set up a big fat line and start walking. Right now, we're sweeping through the whole country, and y'all better flee to Cali. Let the Californians kick these folks out. It got to get that bad, like up in Chicago, which we're about to see. These folks are going, man, don't be coming out talking about we ain't going to agree, we're not going to comply. We want these folks gone. They need more people out in California talking like that. Look at
the military on American soil? Check.
A
national emergency declaration? Also check.
It's a guardrail moment for America.
Look at this stuff.
There's nothing more sacred or more serious that you could ask an American service member to do than deploy opposite American civilians. And obviously, there's no General Milley there now to stop a deployment like this. So
Good. That traitor, there's no General Milley there. So they bring on this traitor right here, this sellout right here. I guess he was in the military at some point. And he got a problem. He got a problem with the whole deportation plan. So let's hear his reasoning why.
Find out if the Secretary of Defense is confirmed and how the senior leadership and the Joint Chiefs respond to it. But I think every American should be extremely cautious about anybody who says they want to deploy American troops on U.S. soil.
Why?
Number one.
You mean like when Nasty Pelosi brought all of those American troops to protect the Capitol? Afterwards, have them sleeping in the basement? Or what about Governor Hochul, Big Tooth, Bucky Beaver, when she brought the National Guard in there just so they can police the train stations because of all the mysterious non-crime that's going on across the country. Because remember, crime's down. Crime is down. Yeah, what about that? But nonetheless, now it's a problem. Okay, yeah. See, maybe if we'd have had the military out there to keep these folks from coming across the border to get here, we wouldn't have to have them go into the cities to help manage getting them out. I'm just saying. But yeah, so we can figure out how to get them in, but now it's too difficult to get them out.
They're not being deployed against American citizens. They're being deployed against the illegal immigration population, which, by the way, I think most people would agree is a national emergency, a national security emergency. Number two, for years, we've been deploying the National Guard to the
wildfires,
to the border,
wildfires.
No, to the border
in small numbers.
To the
this is a very different thing.
Many state.
You can't deploy them to.
You got to make your speech.
Is it a debate with you, or am I answering questions with the host? Because every time I come on, you want to sidetrack and take me into your talking points.
By all means,
no.
Have at it, my friend.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin is trying to bow up. You can't bow up against my man right here. What's wrong with you, Dr. Evil? I thought, well, you know what? He gonna try to pull rank on him. Like, because I've been in the military, that makes me smarter than you and this and that. No, I've seen a lot of folks with credentials, but dumb. Or you're just a full-blown sellout because you know that these folks need to go. You know they need to go.
You're the expert. Have at it.
No, I'm no expert. I'm just a concerned American.
I'm no expert. I'm just a concerned American. But Scott's not a concerned American. So now he said, I'm no expert. I'm just a concerned American. I'm going to watch what he says right after this.
Have we or have we not?
Have you served in uniform?
I have served as a United States citizen and have read the
newspaper. But I think in this case, I might have a bit of experience.
Oh, wait, you just said you're no expert. You're just a concerned American. But now all of a sudden, well, have you served in the military? Nala, what the heck are you doing? You know what? Somebody's gonna get hurt. I'm trying to give you some slack here. You understand? Don't go hiding. Don't look that way. Come here. Not you, Gizmo. I got him in here, y'all. Yeah. See, Gizmo, he's used to being there. He sits quietly and waiting till the show. He waits until the end when I come out and I say, God bless y'all, God bless America. See, he knows the closing cue. He's like, I'm gonna be quiet. But then, you got trouble. Looks like trouble. You see those beady little eyes? Oh, but the good thing about it is her and Gizmo's getting along now. Yeah, man, they was over there playing a little bit ago. But yeah, she's a handful, guys. Cute as a button, but boy, constantly in trouble, man. She's like, if trouble was money, I swear I'd be a millionaire. So anyway, you say she got the crazy ass she do. She like, as soon as you put me down, I'm about to get in trouble. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, let's get back to this dude. Because he about to get in trouble too.
You know, I'm no expert.
Have you been to the
I
border?
have not been to the border.
Oh, so
and also
you're
I've been
genius.
deployed to the border.
Go ahead. By all means. Regular military, is it? I would just tell you that the election results tell me the priority that the American people want focused on is illegal immigration.
That
So
doesn't
whatever
mean
they
the
want,
priorities aren't as
they want this solved now.
They want to solve it. They don't want the 82nd Airborne dropping in New York City.
I'll tell you something. I have a show.
Now, isn't it funny how hard these people work to find excuses to keep these people here? Not solutions. They don't think like, okay, you know what? Let's see how that could work. Because it's obvious the American people don't like this. They want them gone. So y'all weren't thinking hard how to keep them out. Y'all weren't doing any of this. Y'all weren't sitting back. You know what? Let's go ahead and think about how we could stop these people from coming. They didn't want to put no thought energy into that. They just sat back and watched them come in. Thousands, millions. They turned into thousands, then it went to, hundreds of thousands, then it turned into millions. And none of these people strategized and sat around and pontificated and philosophized about how to stop these folks from coming. Isn't that odd? But now all of a sudden they're here, and y'all are you know what? We don't want to give any thought of how to get them out of here either. So let's see, because now the guy with the Steve Austin dome is about to come in.
I have a show in my neighborhood, actually right in my neighborhood, on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Listen to her.
There is a shelter that houses undocumented immigrants.
Oh boy.
And I can guarantee you, I can promise you with every fiber of my being, because I'll probably be one of those people,
You'll be one of the dummies in the crowd?
that if anybody comes for these people and tries to drag them out by force,
What are y'all gonna do?
there will be protests of people like me, American citizens, who are going to stand there and do everything possible to prevent these women and children, which is all who these people are.
How about the criminals?
So you're gonna obstruct justice? That's what you're telling me? Because see, we know when the left say they're gonna do everything possible. It's gonna be something stupid. So they can then blame, look what's happening. The military's attacking us. They're attacking us. Yeah, do something like grab hands, make a wall, and then the military got to go ahead and say, get out the way. Look, man, I'm trying to do my job. You gonna make me spray you with this? You gonna make me go ahead and look, now I got get out the dang on way. Look at that. They beating us. They beating American citizens. That's what she's talking about. She ain't talking about standing off to the side with the signs, talking about some stop, this ain't right. Blah, 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 letting it go through one ear and out the other as they're doing their job. Wah. No, they're talking about trying to jump in there, get themselves roughed up a little bit so they can cry victim and blame Trump for sending in the brown shirts. Yeah. How about they send in they should send in all black military people so they can't blame it on racism. I round up like 50,000 brothers and Latinos. Like, we want nothing but black and Latinos working this. So when they go to work on them, they can't be like, these white military people beating us. So, but nonetheless, here she is talking about she gonna take a stand. She gonna take a stand.
How about the terrorists? How about the
How do you sort
Stop!
through
How do you know who it is?
How do you sort through
That's the problem.
Stop. I'm sorry, I live next to these people. I can tell you they are women and they are children. Are
That's
there
what they are.
terrorists among them? I don't know. But I can.
Now you hear this fool? See, they don't even hear themselves talk. I'll tell you who they are. They're women and children. Are there terrorists amongst them? I don't know. She just said, you can tell us who they are. They're women and children. But if there's terrorists amongst them, I don't know. But I'm willing to take that risk with your life and my own, because I'm stupid. But that's cool if you want to risk your own life. Yeah, how about you go ahead and you go back with them? But nonetheless, this fool's talking about something. Are there terrorists around? So then when do we find that out? When they do something crazy? Just like Lake and Riley. Yeah, we found out that guy was a murderer after he murdered somebody. Isn't that crazy? Do you want to risk your life or a family member's life on that bet while she protects them? These folks, man. Ugh.
I can tell you that
And neither does the government,
But I can
which is why
tell
we
you,
have to
but
figure
let
this
me
out.
okay, but what I'm telling you right now, practically speaking,
What?
is that there will be people, American citizens,
Doing
who will
what?
prevent these little kids from being dragged out of these shelters. There are. And what's going to happen?
Where were those American citizens that go out and hunt down all of these hundreds of thousands of kids that's missing? That's what I want to know. Why weren't they all down there on the border when the cartel and the coyotes were throwing those kids over the wall into the river and stuff? Huh? Where were they? They weren't trying to do that. They weren't out to trying to, keep these kids from being trafficked and things like that. But now all of a sudden, you don't want these kids drug out of they drug them across the border. That's what I don't understand. So you okay with them walking kids from wherever they came from in the heat, all of that stuff. You're okay with that. You're okay with kids being used for the coyotes. You're okay with that. But now all of a sudden, if we go ahead and say, okay, kiddies, come here, everybody gather around. We're sending you back home, okay, with your parents. You got a problem with that. Yeah, now they're here, they just here. We can't do nothing about it, y'all. We ain't a country that can decide to enforce our laws. Now we got to go ahead and activate this overwhelming amount of compassion. Now this is going to be a job that requires people to do it and not allow themselves to be broken by all of the criticism, the attacks, the demonization, all of the crocodile tears, all of the propaganda. They need me down there. I grab about 18 kids under each arm. Come on. Stop squirming now. Stop squirming. You bastard! I hate you. You know what? Your race is your job. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. Come on now, get in there, vet kitties. Go ahead, right in there. There we go. All right, they'll have food, water, and everything. Don't worry, we'll get them back safely, back where they came from. But yet, that's what they're gonna do. You already know they're gonna completely act like these are American citizens that have a legal right to be here, and somehow Trump is just dragging them out the country.
Happen to these people? What is going to happen to the military when the military opens fire on us?
No one's.
See? You see the propaganda? When the military opens fire on us, what is wrong with these people? I mean, see, these are the lies and the propaganda that they're going to be pushing. It ain't going to be, let's go after these illegal immigrants. It's out there going after American citizens for some reason.
Can you say, hang on one second, Chuck, we're way down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, we're down a rabbit hole.
The challenge of sorting through them is mammoth. We had a hard time doing it in Iraq. Okay, our troops have had a hard time doing it in Afghanistan. Trying to ask them to sort through who's who and implement a policy like this, here in the United States is like nothing we've ever seen.
Actually, no, it's not. I mean, all the people in Iraq and Afghanistan, they all look the same. They all look the same. Now, I'm not going to judge them based on how they look, but I tell you what, a lot of folks, you go, well, I know they're not from this country. Now all we got to do is just decide if they're legally here or was born here. If they're in a liberal city and they're all condensed in a certain location, there's a high probability they're all here legal. Now, you don't want to rush in and just say, you, come here. But somehow there got to be some type of way to say, okay, let's go ahead and round them up in groups, because they were brought here in groups. They were stuck in certain areas in groups. They were put in hotels in groups. They had shelters built for groups. There are groups of them in certain areas, hot spots for illegal immigrants, because the Democrats shoved them all in there. So that's a good place to start. Yeah, but nope, not according to this guy. It's too daunting of a task.
I mean, hold on. Maybe the only precedent we have is internment camps during World War II.
Oh, God, here we go. We got to go to that.
There's not a military precedent for sorting through who on the Upper East Side is illegal and who's not. And you're asking a 19-year-old right, holding a weapon, who signed up to serve his or her country to thrust themselves into maybe the most fraught political topic that we've got in this country. People want a solution, but they don't necessarily want that one.
You twice now insinuated that Trump's going to send the military to round up American citizens, which is totally false. There are 1.3 to 1.6 million illegal immigrants in this country today who have already received deportation orders from a court. You can start there. There's another population, as Mark said, that have either committed violent crimes in the United States or committed violent crimes where they came from. You can also do that. That has nothing to do with the people in your neighborhood, has nothing to do with the person in your office, and has nothing to do with whatever the hell you're talking about. It has to do with getting people out of the country.
Nothing. But you know what? According to these people, let it go. Just let it go. It's greater than us. We shouldn't even try. We just got to accept this outcome. We just got to accept the greatest atrocity poured on the United States by our own government. We got to accept it. Hey, we got to let the Democrats get away with that treason. Got to let them get away with it. They're here now. We got to give in to the real desired outcome of the Democrats, because that's why they did this. They figured we flood the heck out of the United States with illegal immigrants, and just in case Trump wins, then it's going to be a pain in the butt to go through and get them out. So maybe they'll just give up. Nope. Fight to the end. I'll be like, wait, no, there got to be at least one more illegal immigrant in the country. I'm going in. I'm going back for them. Kev, dude, we got all 20 or 30 million of them out here. You're going back in for one? Yep. Cover me. I'm going back in for the last one. You never give up with this, man. What are you talking about? But this guy, he's suggesting it's greater than us. We got to go ahead and just deal with it. So that's the alternative? Just say, well, they're here. Let them be.
So then how are you going to deploy the military? Give me how exactly you would deploy an active duty military unit to respond to this crisis.
I would use the military in conjunction with local officials.
But what does that look like?
Law enforcement, county sheriffs, people who know their communities, because I assume a lot of the local sheriffs and jailers are going to be the people who end up housing some of these folks before they are deported. But there has to be some...
What's the task and purpose? What's the mission for that young crier? What is he actually going to be...
What's the mission? What's the mission? Yeah. You're a Debbie Downer, buddy. You'll never be able to be a part of the logistics team, the problem-solving team. We can't do it, boss. I'm sorry. There's no way. Why'd I hire you? I hired you to be a problem solver, a critical thinker, somebody who thinks outside the box. Figure it out. I don't want to hear there's nothing we could do. You know what? This is ridiculous and this and that.
Guard a gate, or is he going to be investigating?
I don't know. I wasn't elected.
But you're sitting here on CNN saying we should do it. I think you should think out a little bit more.
And you're sitting here on CNN saying we can't do it. What's the difference? Because I could think of quite a few ways that we can get it started. But Scott, go ahead and tell him a couple good ones.
What they actually should be required to do. Do not belong.
It sounds real good.
One at a time. Scott, there are millions of people who came into the country illegally, who have already received deportation orders, or who have committed some other crime while they've been here. The fact that you want to leave them in place is mind-boggling.
That is not what I said.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, buddy.
So the question becomes, what are you actually going to give them as a military assignment? Are they going to be guards on a gate? Are they going to be MPs doing checkpoints? Are they going to be doing crowd control?
A bit of all of it.
Civilians who are protesting? Are they going to be JAG officers sorting through legal cases? What they actually are assigned to do is very important. And when that's put before the American people, I think we can find out what they do and don't support.
All right, and that's what my point was. And we use the military all the time on floods, on other kinds of dangerous situations. And I have a feeling, I don't know to be true, but you're going to have the same theory, which is federal support of state and local leadership. You also have an entire agency in ICE that does this for a living. That's their job. And I could see an area where the military is in a support role, whether it's on the border or with these agencies or local officials.
Shocking. Just in case somebody try to run. Just in case, have the military there while ICE goes in and start bringing people out, have big Humvees or whatever you're going to round these people up there. And they just stand there waiting. Thank you. Come on, ma'am. Step on up in the back and this and that. ICE going in, bringing them out. And just in case it gets physical or somebody try to run or it's a real dangerous situation like a whole bunch of MS-13 folks or something like that, might want to have some backup. But definitely, that's if these dang on sanctuary cities would cooperate. And I got a good feeling New York is going to set the tone because Mayor Peanut is working hard for that pardon. Do so hard for his party. Do. But guys, some new updates about their precious legal immigrants. Yeah, the one who killed Laken Riley.
Testimony in the Laken Riley murder trial revealing that the illegal immigrant charged with her murder landed in Georgia. Listen to this. Thanks to a taxpayer-funded flight. That's your money. It was from the Biden administration, and he got this free flight and went down to Georgia. Now, the flight occurred fewer than 6 months before Ibarra allegedly hunted down and killed 22-year-old Laken Riley. And yet, despite the Biden administration's failed policies to keep our border and loved ones safe, Democrats are vowing to fight President-elect Trump's border crackdown.
Did y'all hear that? Now you see why immigration is like my #1 issue. So let me understand. The Biden administration assisted in a murder. Yeah, there it is. They pretty much quarterbacked it. This guy, broke all kind of laws across the country. Had a warrant out. And yet somehow managed, #1, to end up in a nice fancy hotel in New York and then requested a flight to Georgia. And the Biden administration sent this murderer down there to kill someone. Man, they all need to be thrown in the slammer for this. And that dude that we just heard wants us to let the Biden administration and these Democrats get away with this crime. Even if we don't round up the folks who assisted this crime. Round them all up. It's like taking the money back. Y'all done went ahead, robbed a bank, got away with millions, and we took the money back, and it was all for naught. But they still all need to go to jail. Unbelievable.
Began with Ibarra's roommate testifying that Jose Ibarra was given a free ride to a fancy New York hotel in Georgia on a Biden administration-sponsored flight. He was at the Roosevelt Hotel, then takes a flight from New York to Georgia, where he allegedly kills Laken Riley. Stories like hers are the driving force behind President-elect Trump's mass deportation plan, but Democrats are vowing to resist it, to fight it, and are apparently more concerned about protecting illegal immigrants than your daughters, your sons, your families.
And that is why they got their butts voted out. It's never about the American citizens. And then they try to go ahead, and when they're referring to this whole immigration thing, they try to include them in with us. They try to use our citizenship to justify them breaking the law. Listen to these stinking, nasty insurrectionists that won't work with the president. So they're going to get the hammer, and I hope they do.
We, of course, are deeply concerned about, the president of the United States calling out military inside the United States, where people are peaceful, even if there may be people who are undocumented. But the idea of calling out...
It's not about whether you're here peacefully. You're here legally. Box body. Y'all see bowling ball head sitting there talking about something out there. Rather. So I guess if they're peaceful, we should just let them stay. Just let them stay. Don't worry about it. They're peaceful. Let's just go after the gang members. That's it. But the Democrats will still get their voters, though. Listen to this fool.
The army into the domestic confines of the United States seems uncalled for and may in fact be unconstitutional and illegal.
What's illegal is illegal immigrants being here by the millions. That's what's illegal. And it's necessary because they're legally here. And there's millions of them. We don't know where half of them are. And this fool that could be out there legal. You're trying to keep them here. That's what you're saying, Illinois. Oh, but wait, look, here's another one.
The Trump administration requested, would the Massachusetts State Police assist in mass deportations?
No, absolutely not.
The president-elect, former President Trump.
Marconi.
His threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. We're going to stand up. We're going to protect undocumented individuals.
When people... You see these fools? They are the dumbest, man. They're not even checking the which way the wind is blowing. Right now, it's not blowing. It may be in 2016 with the whole Trump as a misogynist, xenophobe, and he wants to send back all the Mexicans and he hates people. Maybe during that time you could have got away with some support. No, man, y'all trying to stop these illegals because y'all trying to keep the country white. But it has bled over into minorities to where they're going, we want them gone too. It's bled over into liberal cities where they're going, we want them gone too. We're no longer being manipulated by, Trump's is trying to keep them out because there. You got Latinos saying they got to go. Blacks saying they got to go. All kind of folks. Liberals saying they got to go. But these folks are going to hang on to them because they worked so hard to get them here. And look at this one. Look at this one. She's going to try to pretend that, yeah, I recognize it's a problem with illegal immigrants. Listen to her solution.
People talk, especially elected officials, about the issue of undocumented Americans. One thing that we can say is that we agree.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Only dummies listening to you would not catch what you're doing. You don't agree. See, because you called them, first of all, you called them undocumented citizens. That's the first thing. And I'm saying, we don't call them that. We call them illegal immigrants. So that's the first problem. And then you got the nerve to come back in and say the solution for these undocumented citizens and the immigration problem is what?
Being undocumented is a problem. But our solution, instead of turning the military on our own people, is to document them. To document the undocumented.
Here you go. Bring them all in, document them, and let them go ahead and become Democrat voters. And just think about this, guys. That dude who did that to Laken Riley, Biden got the nerve to go on TV and apologize for calling him an illegal immigrant. Let that sink in. That goes to show how the Democrats care about American citizens. How disrespectful was that? Just to get up there, undocumented. Got bullied into it immediately. Went on TV the next day. I shouldn't have said that. It's undocumented. Man, that's why I ain't got no mercy for the old bag of bones, Joe. And look at this dummy. Y'all ready for this dummy?
As you know, Trump has promised that he would carry out mass deportations on day one of his presidency. Your state is estimated to have 250,000 undocumented immigrants. Some Democrats in your state, like Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, say that she wouldn't allow police to be used to carry out this plan. Would you, as governor, allow state police and National Guard to carry out mass deportations?
We will not be participating in misguided.
She sound like a kid. How in the world did this chick win? I still think she's illegitimate. Illegit. I mean, overseeing her own election. Come on.
We was and I really don't know what to say about it because I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna say something woke.
Guided efforts that harm our communities, and I've been incredibly clear about that.
Harm our communities. What communities are you talking about? How about the communities that are harmed by illegal immigrants? Whether it be financially or physically. But here you are. You're trying to make it seem like they're part of the community. This is the problem. These folks are accepting them as if they're already citizens. And yet they're playing on word and verbiage, talking about the harm our city, as if that's what Trump is doing. He's sending the National Guard in or ICE in to harm American citizens.
So you disagree with mass deportations and the fact that the president-elect says that's what he's going to be working on day one?
Well, I think that those efforts are going to divert needed resources that we need.
Yeah. Trying to go ahead and justify this and make it make sense, right?
So I think that those divert resources.
But wait a minute. Aren't y'all diverting resources to take care of illegal immigrants? Huh?
Here on these drug interdiction and smuggling and trafficking efforts to keep harm out of.
Yeah, as they smuggle and traffic people into your state and your border, right? I mean, they don't make any sense whatsoever. But they need the resource. If you needed the resources, then this wouldn't be a problem. If you were accurately applying the resources to really stop them from smuggling folks in, then this wouldn't be a problem. But you're not using it for what you're saying you're using it for. You're using it as an excuse to say, well, that we're not going to help out getting them out of here because we could use that money for more important things, like housing them.
Of our communities. We need those resources here. And the coming here today and seeing this operation firsthand just underscores that working in partnership here is how we can best secure the border.
What would worry you the most, Governor, about mass deportations?
Well, losing voters, future Democrat voters, and cheap labor. That's what would
That's what she should say.
Well, I think the diversion of law enforcement from
Now, it's the diversion of law enforcement. No, wait a minute. You mean like the diversion of law enforcement down on the border, which mucus tied them up, making sure they were processing all of those illegal immigrants. Many of them ending up in your state. Yeah, but they weren't talking about the diversion of law enforcement. They diverted law enforcement. Yeah, they were, oh yeah, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Is this the cartel? Hola, Mucus. How you doing, Mucus? What's going on, Holmes? Yes, we're gonna give you a way to smuggle in many illegal immigrants, send them to the port of entry, and then you can go ahead and bring your fentanyl across the border while the border patrol is tied up processing. Oh, okay, Mucus, man. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Hey, Mucus. Don't forget, man, you're coming to my Kiss Piñata party? Yes, I'll be there. Okay, adios, Mucus. Yeah, that's what's going on. She's not worried about all them folks that was diverted. No. Yeah, they were diverted, and therefore many of them, along with drugs, is coming to your state. But you don't care about that.
Do every day to keep our communities safe. People hiding in fear. We saw that under previous state policies here.
Just making up stuff. The people hiding in fear. The people that have anxiety. The people they don't. And I'm going. If you're here legally, you ain't got nothing to worry about. What people are you referring to that's hiding in fear? Why are you worried about folks that shouldn't be here hiding in fear? They should be in fear. If I was in Russia, I would be scared illegally. If I knew the Russians were looking for me, you know why? Because I would know they would be looking for me. They would never be okay with an American citizen just running around Russia somewhere. Hey, even if I wasn't a threat to them, they still would be like, I don't know what he's up to. We know he's here somewhere. Find that one illegal immigrant. He's black. He won't be hard to find. It's only about 8 black folks in Russia, perhaps. Find that black dude real quick. They would come and find me. They wouldn't be worried about, stereotyping and he came in and why you gonna ask me because I'm the one of 7 black people in Russia, man. You also now I'm the illegal immigrant. Yeah, man, that's profiling. Nope. They'd be like, we don't care about that. We're not into identity politics in Mother Russia. Come with me, so brother. Get on plane. We send you back or put you in jail. I'll go back home. That's what would happen. But here she is. People are scared and stuff. Go ahead over in China. Hey, walk around bold. Yeah, I'm over in China. That's right. I ain't got to show no ID. They're not going to ask me anyway. You know how quick they would snatch my butt up? I would have to hide out constantly. They would find me amongst how many billions? You got like 2 or 3 billion people and they would still find me. That's the bad part. I mean, but yet they said, we can't get them out of our country, guys. We can't get them out of our country. There you go. But yet they would find one illegal immigrant amongst 2 or 3 billion Chinese. She would be like, I don't want you to sleep. Find that soul brother. Bring him to cheat. They would find me. But here we are. People are scared. We can't. The logistics won't work out.
And it harms communities. It tears families.
What communities? American communities? This is what I don't understand. You know, I mean, this is fascinating. She ain't talking about our community. She's talking about their community.
Families apart, and
tears them apart. Yeah, tears them apart. I mean, these are the worst politicians on the globe. It's fascinating to hear these people come out and say the stuff that they're saying. And I'm saying, your people aren't mad at you for saying this stuff? Do you not even care that we just had an election? And the overwhelming census is these folks got to go. But yet, y'all are willing to risk your political career. Y'all willing to risk American lives. Y'all willing to risk being embarrassed when the hammer come in there. Y'all willing to risk all of that for illegal immigrants, not to mention the majority of your folks probably want them gone out of your state or your city. And y'all don't even care about that.
That's not gonna happen on my
Not
watch.
gonna happen on my.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Katie? I'm gonna save this last woman for tomorrow. Cause she even said something more stupid. So I'm not done with this. We're gonna be back tomorrow to talk about MAGA country. That's what we're gonna do. Cause these folks gotta get on the program. They gotta realize this is MAGA country now. It's MAGA country. Can't have you out here on your own program. It's fascinating, man. These people are the real insurrectionists. It's fascinating. But anyway, so we'll pick up where we left off. Tonight, I got about another 15 minutes of material, and I'll cover that tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be here or be square. Yeah, man. I really hope, I want to find out what happened to Carrie Lake. Boy, I tell you, man, this is 2 times in a row. There's no way you can tell me that Trump won Arizona and she did not win her Senate race. Something's going on, man. Some shenanigans. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I haven't really looked into it, but I definitely want to get to the bottom of it. Somebody said, can't wait. Awesome show. Thank you so much. So, yep, I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to hit the like button, share my videos on the way out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. He heard me say it, y'all. Oh, he knows my wrap up. You know my wrap up, don't you, Gizmo? Ah, yeah. He knows the wrap up speech. That's such a good dog. Aren't you a good dog, Gizmo? Yeah. Look at that face. Yes, look at that face. You get down, you. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said I want Gizmo. Well, you can get some Gizmo merch in the store. And I might even put up the burglars merch. Yeah. Nala, you see them eyes? Show them the crazy eyes. Yeah, give them the crazy eyes, Nala. Yeah, give them the crazy eyes. She like, yeah. I'm all about crazy time. Put me down so I go crazy. Put me down. Yeah, she's gonna go crazy. Anyway, somebody said, who's a good boy? Oh, yeah, Gizmo's a good boy. He's a grouchy man as he's getting older. But I think Nala done penetrated his shell, and now he's kind of warming up to her. So, dog of color. Yeah, I got me another dog of color. There you go. All right, let me get out of here messing around with these dogs. All right, but don't forget, hit the like button on your way out. If you want to support the channel, you can through my Cash App, my PayPal. The links are below each video. And please follow me on all the other social media platforms. Other than that, I shall be back tomorrow. I'll save my closing theme music until then. All right, God bless. Take care.